The gang does a clip show.
Remember that time we said clip shows are stupid?
And I don't respect them. That's right.
I mean, it's not necessarily a clip show. Unless we
bring back anchor ads here.
No, this isn't a clip show. This is just us talking about the year. It's a nice Christmas break light episode.
Welcome back to Cocktails and Classics. It's wrapping up 2021. Not quite season 3 because it overlapped 2 seasons, and just to make it easy, we're gonna do it like an annual thing. I'm Dylan. Joining me as always, Ben, Cam, and Zach.
We're here.
Bing bong.
Welcome to your 2021 Wrapped.
Welcome to your tape 2021.
This is kind of a 2021 Wrapped for this podcast, is it not? Yeah. It's good.
It is.
Cool.
It is. It's
without the weird
looking
graphics.
back on. I think I did the number crunch. This is around 90 episodes of Cocktails and Classics. What started out as a meme and a spur of the moment pandemic. Guys, we should just start a podcast because somebody hasn't seen Jurassic Park. And it turned into
and no one else has listened to Jurassic Park episode either.
It's okay.
Because it's gone.
And it's
in the lost. It's in the forgotten files. It's.
You can actually purchase it for sale on OpenSea right now.
Yeah, we have an NFT. You can buy that episode. It only costs 2 ETH, and we get 10% of each transaction.
do you sell it
Who
after
says
you
no?
listen to it?
Well, no, I mean, you don't have to. Like, you own the rights to that. Well, you own a receipt for that podcast episode.
So if we ever wanted
I'm
to,
saying like, would it be like Blockbuster where you like return it after you just sell it to the next guy after you've listened to it once? You're like, all right, that's
No, I think you
was
buy
worth-
the
that's
NFT to
how it
hold
works.
$2,000.
That's not how Blockbuster works.
Right. You don't
True,
sell
you don't
things
sell it
back to
back.
Blockbuster.
but
Let's say, I don't think you know how
Alright.
Blockbuster worked.
not
I don't
anymore.
know if you have. I don't know if
I'm
you
too
understand
hip.
NFTs or
No
Blockbuster.
cap, guys.
But no, I mean, I think that would be it's just a valuable thing to hold, you know? Like, it's just something that someone might want to hold on to, and maybe at some point it's more valuable than 2 ETH, you know?
You don't know. We might, if you hold that token, we might let you join an episode of the podcast. You know? That might be your ticket in.
Or maybe we let you delete an episode of the podcast.
Ooh.
You know?
Except for the one you own.
Cam, send me your Coinbase wallet, like your address, and I'll send your Christmas gift your way.
Oh my god.
It may or may not be the Jurassic Park episode NFT.
Is it 1 ETH? That'd be a sexy gift.
Yeah, I'm not gifting you that.
Yeah, we've done a lot of interesting ones. Yeah, we've done a lot over the past year and a half, almost 2 years.
Year and 9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
Yep.
Almost 2 years.
Ben had a baby.
So
Well,
not yet.
It depends on when you're
4,
listening.
baby.
Can we have the kid on the pod?
yeah. Little
Sure, that
Chalupa's
man
gonna
gonna have
come
good
on.
taste in movies.
It won't be much.
Not-
I mean, it might be better conversation than what's going on right now, but
We're gonna have to watch it I was gonna say Cocomelon, but I heard Cocomelon's actually overstimulating, so maybe not that. I don't know.
what's that one with the dogs?
Paw
Bluey.
Patrol.
Paw Patrol. Yep. Didn't they just release a Paw Patrol movie with Idris Elba or somebody in it? It was
There's some
a bunch
shit
of big
on
name
Paramount
actors.
Plus that's Paw Patrol, so I don't know. You'd have to look at that, maybe. I know Idris Elba is Knuckles, right? In the new Sonic movie?
Yes. So to get started,
Yeah.
We didn't start
we've done well with the actual look.
We've
back,
done how
not
many
the-
movies this year? Said 50.
This will be the 52nd episode, so it's 51 movies.
All
that
right.
we've done.
So we've done 51, and I thought it'd be cool to talk about the best movie we've seen and the worst movie that we've seen this year. So we should, I think, start with the best. Let's start with the high notes. So I compiled a list this year of the top 10 movies we've rated by score. And those top 10 in this order are Goodfellas, Chinatown, There Will Be Blood, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Prisoners, Uncut Gems, Boogie Nights, Snatch, Catch Me If You Can, and Cool Hand Luke. So it's a pretty solid list of movies there.
It is. And something I was thinking of is what was like, I see we have like our individual ratings. Like some of us gave some 10s, some of us didn't. But what I thought was interesting was like, what was your actual like favorite movie that we watched though?
Yeah.
Because I think for me, like I gave 2001: A Space Odyssey a 10. Was it my favorite movie we watched? No. Like if I was on this list and I had to choose one to watch again, out of the top 10 that I can see like directly in front of me right now, I'd probably watch either Chinatown or like Snatch again.
I was thinking Snatch. I will say, looking at this list, I think that the like from a quality perspective, I think 2001, even though it's not the highest rated, I think that was the best movie, like quality wise, that we watched, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I'm not like itching to watch 2001: Space Odyssey again. Like that's kind of like a work of art. It's just it's kind of like
just a Saturday night for me.
You saw it, and then I don't think I ever really need to watch it again. Maybe in a while.
There's just that scene at the end where it lasts so long with the guy's eye snapping back to all the dimensions he's going through, and it's like, am I high? And is the movie high? Like, where did the drugs come in? Because they're definitely here.
Both of you are high. Let's get that squared away. We both know it's both of you.
I was thinking Snatch and Catch Me If You Can as well for movies that I would like watch again. You know, like those are like some of my favorites, even though they weren't as highly rated as Goodfellas, There Will Be Blood, and A Space Odyssey for me. I don't know. Those movies are pretty fun to watch.
Goodfellas is it for me. It's like one of my favorite movies. It's the only 10 in on my list. Other than that, I mean, it's either Uncut Gems or it's Boogie Nights. Those are great movies.
Yeah, I feel like Chinatown's high on the list for me, but I think what's really interesting is I think it's higher on the list for me because we watched it in February?
Yeah.
I think because we did it so long ago that it doesn't feel as fresh. Because I really liked Prisoners, and I would watch that movie again, but I feel like we did it so recently, I remember everything that happened. So I feel like Chinatown would be up there. Same thing kind of with There Will Be Blood. I really love that movie, and I will definitely watch it again, but I feel like we did it so recently that I don't need to watch it again right away.
I've heard Ben say, "I drink your milkshake" so many times this year.
We've all said it a couple
favorite
times. I drink
honestly,
your milkshake.
It might be of quotes from movies we've watched this year. Best quote.
That probably, I agree. I think that is one of the best because it's just so off the wall.
Your milkshake. Well, and I love
so silly.
And I sent it to you guys. There's the SNL sketch where Bill Hader plays him, and it's literally, the sketch is called "I drink your milkshake." He's like, "I travel from town to local ice creameries, and there I try tasty milkshakes." And he walks up to the table and he's like, "I have a straw and you have a straw. My straw reaches from way over here into your milkshake." And he does the whole thing. And then the best part though is just when he's sitting there and he realizes he doesn't know where his son is, and he just starts screaming, "I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my child!"
Oh my
just
God.
Fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. Also, Paul Dano's just super good in every movie he's in.
He made an appearance this year.
And super hype for him
I was going to
in
say
2022 because
cannot wait for the Riddler.
Batman's coming, and I think he's going to be fantastic in that movie.
They dropped a new trailer today,
I watched.
think.
Yep.
I haven't seen it yet, but
Surprise trailer they dropped today.
yeah.
I thought you guys were talking about the new Sandman movie that's coming out next year. Paul Dano's in that too.
What?
No.
Yeah, the movie's
No.
Adam Sandler's in space. It's like a serious movie, like Uncut Gems.
Oh,
Okay.
I feel like I've maybe seen that. I don't know. What's it called?
That's a good question. I was going to say the name of the movie, but I was going to say Interstellar out loud, and I knew that was wrong. So I just said that new Sandman movie.
That's a big nope.
I gotcha.
I thought we were going to get a decade of bad movies because he didn't win anything for Uncut Gems.
It's called Spaceman.
He did. We did get Hubie Halloween.
Yeah.
Goat movie.
Spaceman? Interesting.
Johan Rennick. Director he did some Chernobyl. He did Breaking Bad.
Ooh.
Walking Dead when it was good.
So like 10 years ago?
Yeah. Some Bates Motel,
maybe like 6.
Viking. Wow. I mean, he's done a lot of great television. It doesn't look like he's done many movies, so it'll be interesting to see.
Pans out. I will say there's definitely a difference between like favorite movie I've done versus like favorite episode I've done. Because one of my favorite ones we've done was The Room. And like that's obviously a shit tier movie, but oh my god, watching that and talking about like it's just so funny to do that kind of shit.
I think in that same sense was Food Fight. Like
yeah.
There's just something about
I was so shit-faced during Food Fight. I was so shit-faced.
There's something about just experiencing an awful movie, like a genuinely awful movie with people and being like, we survived that together.
Yeah.
Here's what it was.
We needed that for House, and I didn't get it, and it was a struggle.
Yeah, I do think that House would have... I don't think their ratings would have improved, but I think that the experience of watching the movie would have improved if we watched that one together. Just because it's just that one's so weird.
Speaking of House, is that technically our biggest disparity between ratings?
Oh, yeah, I think that is. Because you gave it a 8, and Zach gave it a 0.
It might be hard to beat the 8-point swing.
Somebody misunderstood something in watching this movie.
Well, let me clue you in here. Ben gave it a 1. I gave it a 2, and you gave it a 0, and Dylan gave it an 8. So that's still a 6 point from the other highest rating, which is still pretty hard to beat. I don't know if there's anything else out there that's even remotely close to that.
Listen, I have a fairly successful podcast.
Dylan's 8 still keeps it at the third worst movie.
Yes. And
it's literally
Dylan's 8 keeps it above a 1.
It's lower than The Room on our list.
I was gonna say it edged out The Room to crack the top 3 worst movies we've watched rating wise this year.
Oh man,
which is hilarious.
I do love that movie. There is some bangers on our worst movie list.
Yeah,
are there?
I mean, I don't know about bangers, but there are going to be some surprises.
Well, The Room was okay. Hold on, time out. The Room is not a banger, but it is a very funny.
I think of all the movies we've done on this podcast, that's the one I've seen the most.
Well, okay, but that's not. I mean, the one we've done
so far.
Zach's seen the most. Is
yeah,
Hubie
but that's
Halloween,
like, I was gonna say, Zach's highest is Hubie Halloween. What is that?
How about he loves that movie?
That movie's hilarious.
He's got a poster in his house.
Can we read off the 2021 bottom movies from best to worst?
So bottom 2021 movies, which this is from worst rating to best.
No. Go reverse. Go reverse.
Oh, you want to go reverse?
And walk us down the ladder.
All right.
And build, because this first one's going to be spicy to some of the listeners.
All right. So so our number. So this is I guess. So we'll do best rating. So this one to worst rating. So best rating of the bottom 10. Number 10 is actually The Graduate, which is pretty surprising considering that a lot of people consider that one very good, and a classic movie. And then it's Scrooged, Hubie Halloween, the second viewing, because the first viewing was in 2020.
Hubie
a solid 5, by the way. It came up from last year.
It did go up, yeah, on the second viewing. Hocus Pocus, then Caddyshack, then Rudy, then The Room, House, Food Fight, and Birdemic Shock and Terror.
Can we talk about Rudy being smack dab in the middle here?
I was gonna say,
so many people are gonna be upset.
I don't
want
to jump the gun, but I do think that besides the meme movies we watched, Rudy is the worst movie we watched all year. Like, I'll just say it. I think wholeheartedly, it is the worst. Like, it has a higher rating for me than Caddyshack.
I want to say, House was not a meme movie.
Okay, it
was to me.
Come on, it's like it's a meme.
Hey.
It's. I think it's a meme movie. I don't know.
It was not put on the list as a meme movie.
I mean, no, it was not.
It was not April.
It was not in the April section. Also, there's a movie in the April section that's not here, which is Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. It's not even in the bottom 10.
Should we have swapped House and Harold and Kumar?
No.
One of them was enjoyable. The other one was House.
Oh no, I think he's saying that we should have watched House in April.
I'm saying, like House should have been.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
But there's
it was date specific.
Yes, there's one big reason that we did
because it was
Harold
April.
and Kumar in April.
Because it's a meme movie.
I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting from like a data aspect that the number 10 worst movie is a 5.38, and then our number 10 highest is a 7.75. So there is 31 other movies that are from a 5.38 to a 7.75.
That makes sense because I don't have obviously like the advanced. I don't have the next gen stats provided by AWS on hand, but
Jeff,
our average ratings have actually kind of coalesced. Our average ratings are Ben at 6.46, well 7, whatever. Me at 6.43. You, Dylan, at 6.88, and then Zach at 6.35. So we've pretty much hit this band of 6.3 to 6.9, which most of our ratings. I see what you did there. Well, I didn't mean to.
I see what you did there, Cam.
It worked out.
Way to get in the 69 joke. You rounded up for that, ladies and gents.
We got the 420 in. We had to get the 69 in too. But anyway, so that actually makes a lot of sense that a lot of our movies, the average is between 5.5 and like 7-ish, like, because that's where our average is, right? Like, I do feel like this year though, in particular, I feel like we got a lot of the like good classics out of the way in the first year, and so we branched out a bit, tried some new movies, tried some classics that are either older or some that like, I don't know, maybe are further down the list. I
think
they were just okay.
I think we also did a little bit more thematically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, horror movies are usually pretty much towards the middle, outside of Hubie, and then Hocus Pocus being kind of a kid's movie, I think is one of the main reasons that it kind of sunk it down. But between that, like, Christmas movies, I feel like are normally pretty okay.
Yeah.
We did the February rom-com
like
month.
Wine and Cheese.
Wine and Cheese.
Yeah, but some of those were good movies, I feel like.
I mean, they were, but I don't think any of them were ones that are like, IMDb top 10s or anything that people, sit and claim are. But I think realistically, I think you've got, 12 movies in those 3 months that realistically would have tend to fall. I mean, obviously they did
in the 6 to 8 range.
Hocus Pocus and Hubie Halloween weren't. Neither was Scrooged, but I mean, you end up with some of those, and then there's times where, like I said, classic isn't always necessarily, meaning like look, if we were just going through the IMDb top 250, it would get kind of stagnant. You got to keep things interesting, throw some new wrinkles in there. So I think when you do some of the movies that might be deemed like a cult classic, or I'm trying to think, for example, last year, like Die Hard, most people aren't going to call that a cinematic masterpiece, but a lot of people have it on their list of movies that everyone should see. To use a term that, we're trying to shy away from because it's not the best term, but
my God, what
you think of like
start with?
You think of like what people call guy movies, and I think you just kind of, a lot of those tend to be your action blockbusters that, I think people should see them, but then you're not going to sit there and say it's the greatest movie ever made.
I thought Ben was saying classics. Like, he's like, oh, we're shying away from the word classics. Because it's kind of a problematic term for us.
Oh my God.
Well,
it's like, just because we do newer movies, Ben, doesn't mean
it's problematic.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's times where, classic doesn't always necessarily mean
like
critically
greatest
acclaimed
movie ever. Yeah.
Like, You look at Caddyshack, and it bombed when it first came
comedy.
out. It's something that some people would consider like a comedy movie that's a comedy classic, but it's not winning Oscars.
Right.
You know?
I wonder what, I don't have it on hand. I wonder what our highest rated classic comedy movie is. I feel like it's very hard to do that. Like, very hard to be funny for a long period of time.
It might be Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I meant this year, but I guess that one's kind of a satire comedy type movie. I was thinking more pure comedy in the like Caddyshack sense. I feel like there was one we did kind of recently that was still funny, even though, but it didn't make the top 10.
Wow. So the biggest disparities in all of Cocktails and Classics, we had 2 this year.
Okay.
Is Scarface and House.
Ooh, Scarface. That was this year? When did we watch that?
What was that, like March?
Early.
Was that early
June,
or like,
June 22nd.
Was it in the summertime? Man, this whole fucking year has been nuts.
The cocktails
remember when we thought
Scarface?
when we thought we would do this and it was just going to be like this it would last like a couple months while the pandemic happened, and then we're still in a fucking pandemic.
Also, I mean, there's actually a lot up here. I mean, we have a House up there, Scarface, but 2 other ones that have a pretty big disparity at 7 is Singing in the Rain and The Blair Witch Project.
Elite.
Trash.
Singing in the Rain was good. Blair Witch was utter trash. I will. But
Singing
that
in
one
the
is
Rain
interesting
was
because those 2 are actually flipped. Ben and I gave, I mean, so did Dylan, I guess. Ben and I gave Singing in the Rain decent ratings and hated Blair Witch. But Dylan gave Singing in the Rain a good rating. Zach gave it a poop rating. And then Dylan and Zach gave Blair Witch a very good rating. A lot of discrepancies. It's actually, like, those are the highest. Scarface is pretty funny. I forgot Dylan gave that movie a fucking 1 out of 10. What the hell?
Dylan was going to give it a 1 out of 10 before he watched it.
Yeah.
He just hated that everybody had Tony Montana's poster up in their wall in college and not his.
I mean, I've seen Scarface before.
Yeah,
I also hated it then.
But the chainsaw scene.
A 1? There's so many movies on here that are more deserving of a 1, in my opinion.
I will say it's interesting looking at some of these too, where it's some of the averages. But then I'm looking at the movies that we've watched, and I'm like, man, some of these movies that are nowhere near the top 10 that I would 100% watch before some of the top 10 movies again. Like The Warriors, would watch The Warriors again. Love that movie. It's funny though. Most of the movies that I would say I would watch again were like middling movies. They're just totally cheesy action movies. And I'm like, yes, I would watch that again. Mad Max, sign me up.
No, boo. No, I mean, I think there's something to be said about rating versus watchability, because, I mean, like you said, like some like Die Hard, like I would watch Die Hard again over 2001: A Space Odyssey, probably Prisoners again, probably Uncut Gems again, probably Cool Hand Luke again. Like I would watch that over any of those movies.
I think it also speaks to like the movies, because no one wants to necessarily be like, you know what I'm going to watch right now on a Saturday night? Uncut Gems. I just really want to be stressed the fuck out. You know, it's somebody's going to be like, yeah, I'd rather watch this action movie where I can kind of turn off my brain, or Hubie Halloween, like a stupid comedy where it's like,
or House action movie,
or The Room.
Yeah, something where you can kind of turn off and just like enjoy the experience, because those 2001 Prisoners, Uncut Gems all have like super serious like themes and moments in them where it's like, movie's kind of a downer, but like it's still a fantastic movie and it's great.
Well,
but
not just
it's going to put me in a kind of a bad mood in a sense.
More so like the tension of it, more than even like it being like a downer, is just like the anxiety of watching it. It's like I don't want to feel that. I want cheesy action Mel Gibson moments. But like, you know,
I'll leave you a voicemail later, Ben. Don't worry.
I was just saying. I was just saying. Hold on. Let me edit that statement.
Top quotes of 2021. Welcome to this section. My submission is Ben saying he wants more Mel Gibson.
No.
More Mel Gibson quotes.
Cheesy early.
More Mel Gibson quotes from the 2000s.
Actors being shitty people fucking sucks, man.
It does suck, yeah.
People being shitty people, man.
Sucks. You know how many times, like, I've wanted to watch...
Yeah, but if a normal person's shitty, you just, like, you know...
Well, yeah, I can just choose...
anti-Semitic shitty.
I can just choose... Yeah. I can just choose not to do anything with them, but, like, you know, when an actor does something, you know, rapey or anti-Semitic or... You know, they shoot someone on the set of a movie. I feel guilty watching movies that they star in that I would otherwise enjoy.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Papa John's used to be my favorite pizza place. I haven't had Papa John's
First off, you need to get your head checked because that's fucked up. That was
Papa
your
John's
pizza place.
Papa John's kind of slaps, dude.
Papa John's slaps.
What? No.
Yeah,
dude, you get that garlic butter dipping sauce.
Dude,
yeah,
it's the same everywhere. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never gotten garlic butter dipping sauce at any other pizza place without having to pay 50 cents for it. Papa John's gives that shit for free.
Well, you're not doing it right then. Dude, I can't get over the fact that Papa John, he said he had like 400 pizzas in a year or some shit like that. It's like, dude, it's like over a pizza a day. I don't know what the fuck.
Papa John said he ate 400 pizza a day? That's a lot of pizza, dude.
Sorry, it's even worse than I thought. The number is actually 800 pizzas in a year.
What? Dude, there's no way.
Yeah, he claims to have eaten, is it 18 months? Hold on. Getting the facts here. Yeah, so he claims to have eaten 800 pizzas in 18 months. From Papa John's to show how far that they have fallen after he left. The day of reckoning is nigh.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. Why did he... So he ate
800
pizzas to show that Papa John sucks now that he's not there?
Well, he's been taste testing them, of course.
Oh, okay.
So he's like ordering them and tasting them and is like...
Dude probably does more quality control now that he doesn't work there than when he did work there.
Yeah.
He's like the bitter ex-girlfriend.
Guys, remember that time we were going to keep it to the year in review? And now we've cut up. We've cut off to talking about how many pizzas Papa John is eating.
The people want to know, Ben. The people want to know. The people have a right to know.
This is still on the rails by our standards.
I wanted to know what the worst ones what you guys thought were the worst movies were this year.
Birdemic, Shock and Terror.
Okay.
Food Fight.
No. Okay. Leave out the meme movies. I'll accept House as an answer, but leave out the April movies. Because I think it was Rudy. I think that's the worst.
Scarface.
That wasn't this year, was it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It just wasn't on the bottom 10 because you rated it.
However,
else was fine.
The mojito cocktail that we made for Scarface,
that
shit slaps.
Mojitos are good.
Love me a mojito.
Yeah, that's up there with best cocktail of the year.
Yeah, it might be. I literally am going to grow mint so I can start making those next summer because it was just that good.
I feel like that one and the Tom Collins are two of the goats of this podcast for drinks.
Oh, yeah. From 12 Angry Men.
Yeah. Goat movie, goat drink.
I mean, they all got to go up against the Titan, though, right?
What's that?
Is that the hot dog water?
No.
The hot dog water drink. Oh, man. That was for Food Fight, right?
Guys, are you talking about the bourbon and maple syrup?
Yes.
All right, that was pretty good, too. But
yes, that one's Thanos.
I don't know. I'm a bourbon person, but I feel like... As far as cocktails go, I feel like the Tom Collins and mojitos are...
Dude, that mojito was fantastic. No, in terms of, I think, movies that... I guess in terms of movies I thought were the worst, I'm going to exclude House just maybe because I didn't get it. I'm not...
Well, three of us didn't get it.
The thing that shocked me with Rudy was just... how much different I remembered that movie as a kid to what it was as an adult, and how much more you're like, as a kid, you're like, yeah, Rudy's a hero. And then as an adult, you're like, this is a grown-ass man out there playing football with college kids. And like,
he didn't even do anything.
One, he's still getting his ass kicked, but he's
sucks.
a fucking tryhard. Like, go home. You're fucking 30.
Dude made one tackle in a game that didn't matter.
The game was over. They'd already won. It's amazing to me how much different I remembered that movie and then watching it and being like, God, this is really pathetic.
Yeah, that one's got an age barrier.
Obviously, the answer of worst movie is probably Birdemic. Like, Food Fight was really, really bad, but Birdemic is probably the worst movie we've, like,
Here's the thing
watched.
about Food Fight. I have pleasant memories of making fun of Food Fight while watching it with you guys. I cannot say the same thing about Birdemic.
Okay, there were some funny parts about
like,
the
at least with
Birdemic.
Food Fight, I remember my wife coming in and being like, straight up asking, like, what the hell is so funny? And just having to explain how bad the movie is to the point where the main character takes his hat off and there's a fucking hat on underneath it. They just didn't change the model. They're like, what's under that hat? They take it off and there's still a fucking hat there. Just so bad.
Food Fight
Also, there's actual, like, B-list celebrities in
Yeah,
Food
there's
Fight.
legit celebrities in that movie.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen in that one.
Granted, this wasn't like the Food Fight we're talking about isn't the final production. There's the whole backstory with the footage getting stolen, and they recovered this off some intern's flash drive or something. But they still released it as pretty dog shit.
It's real bad. It's very, very, very bad.
What do we want to do next season? Is there anything we're looking forward to?
Well,
as
we
far
committed to a few things.
I'm looking forward to April again. I like
April will
like
be-
I said, I like clowning on bad movies, so I'm looking forward to doing April Fool's movies again.
I already
those.
have mine picked out.
I feel like I had one, but I don't remember what it was.
I have a couple. I have a couple in my back pocket,
Wow.
and I don't know which one I want to go with.
I don't know. I mean, I think
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the one that's gonna get the hardest to keep doing, I feel like is gonna
QB
be
Halloween.
December.
Yeah, I feel like
Just because Christmas movies, like, yes, there's a shit ton of
we
them.
could do 8 Crazy Nights.
But you don't get a lot of
I've
them that
never
are
Hanukkah
very.
movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well,
Eight Crazy
like I said,
Nights.
there's that one. We've still got what the hell is
We got a bunch. We got Jingle All the Way.
There's
what's
so many
the classic
those
one
other
with
ones.
Jimmy Stewart? It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's
White
a
Christmas.
couple, but like I don't know. I feel like it's gonna get harder to pick good Christmas movies versus like a couple of the other months where you can continuously find stuff.
Oh, my wife's already complaining about our Christmas movie choices. I was like, but people have seen like the ones you want us to watch, like Home Alone. Everyone's already seen that.
Yeah. That's the
Oh, we
thing.
can do
that
the
gets
new
hard.
Home Alone.
No.
Maybe in April.
Hubie Halloween. I'm excited to see the change again. What happens there?
That movie gets a 7 on average.
I'm
Next time we watch it.
excited.
QB Hollow 3 gets a 7.
I'm excited to continue postponing Uncle Buck so that Dylan's wife
Yes.
gets pissed about it.
Yes, I also love postponing Uncle Buck.
It's the only reason I postpone it at this point. Here's the question. Do we finally do Blazing Saddles in 2022?
So
we
okay,
finally
so
tackle it?
here's
Well,
the thing.
that
Here's
should
the
be
thing
our,
I want to talk about with Blazing Saddles,
I knew this was going to trigger Ben.
and I will dig into it more if/when we ever do the episode.
Some say it's the only reason I brought it up.
Yes, the movie has language that is not great. The writers of the movie used that
But
language
my favorite pizza place.
to make fun of people who use the language. They did it in a way literally to make fun of the people who use it.
I know we mentioned it. I think it was season 2 even when we talked about doing the bourbon tour. But I think that would always be fun. Will it happen this season? Who knows? We got a lot on our plate this year.
I got a ton of PTO to burn this year, so maybe.
Any last thoughts? Close out 2021 season 3 Cocktails and Classics.
No, I mean it's been a rough couple years, but Doing this has been fun. So
Jesus Christ. Everything was going well, and then you went, oh, it's been rough.
Well, I mean, no, for real. Like, we're in this
dysentery on the car ride over.
Well, we're in this pandemic. People don't want to get vaccinated and do the right thing and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, it's that time?
It's
that time of the podcast? I'm ready. Let me tighten up my bow tie.
No, I'm just saying it's been
a while.
It's been a ride for the past couple years.
Thanks for listening. It's not our usual movie, but we'll be back next week. We'll do American Graffiti. Sorry, Sunset Boulevard will come. We lied. But we had to do the clip show. What do you got? If you're looking for a movie episode, go to our back catalog. We got a year and 9 months of old episodes if you haven't listened to those. And as always, watch responsibly.